All right, unit conversions are something we hopefully have used before, but if not, I wanted to look at number 1 and 2 here and do it with you. So we got Sarah and Michael. Sarah living in Canada, Michael living in Detroit, and they're looking at numbers, trying to understand why they are different heights and different weights, but it's really all about the metric system. So we're going to do a quick conversion here. So something important we'd always give you this right here, 2.54 centimeters equals an inch. So that's 1 inch equals 2.54 centimeters. So that's something we'd always give you, just like the 2.2 pounds right here. So here's how we'd start it. I'll go ahead, since we are a little more familiar with inches, let's convert 160 centimeters. We'll write that down first because that's what we were given, 160 centimeters. And then we're going to take this fact that we know, this idea that 1 inch equals 2.54 centimeters, and we're going to put that into a unit conversion. Okay, so we're going to put 2.54 on the bottom, because then that means these centimeters will will cancel each other out. So then I can put 1 inch right here. When I do that, then I'm ready to go, because when I cross off the centimeters, I'm left with 1 inch, and that's really what I wanted in the first place. So I would simply use my calculator, and I would take 160, and I would divide it since it's in the denominator. Now, if 2.54 was in the numerator, I would multiply it, but that's 1. So essentially, I'm kind of taking this times 1, but I'm not going to do that because I already know the answer. And then I'm dividing it by 2.54. That answer is pretty complicated, but since this has 2 sig figs here, 1, 2, I'm going to go ahead and round this to 1, 2. So I would underline the 6 and the 2 and look at the neighbor here, and this would tell me to go up. So I'm going to put equals 63 centimeters. So as you can see, 60 inches, pay attention to my units, 60 inches, because this is what I have left right here. Okay, so I meant to make that mistake, right? So 60 inches, because that's left and the centimeters have been canceled out. And that sort of makes sense because 63 and 60 is pretty close. All right, let's try the second one here. Again, we're always going to have this fact right here that 2.2 pounds equals 1 kilogram. So let's go ahead and start with the 104 pounds that Sarah microwaves. And then we're going to take this again, and we're going to take this fact right here, this conversion, and I'm going to use it so that it helps me. I'm going to put the pounds on the bottom, 2.2 pounds on the bottom and 1 kg on top. Now again, this is going to cancel out the pounds, and I'm going to be left with an answer. Now I'm going to write my answer down right away so I don't mess it up this time. And then this answer right here I know is in kg, so I just grab my calculator here, and I'm going to go 104, and I'm going to divide that by 2.2, and I get 47.2727. Now, real quick, remember the sig fig issue, because these are conversions, these are exact counts. These have infinite sig figs, so these have infinite sig figs too. Anytime you have this, it means exactly 1 kilogram equals exactly 2.200000 forever. So really the trick is you're always going to use the sig figs that you were given. So this has 3 sig figs, so I'm going to round this to 3 sig figs, 47.3. Okay, I'm going to round this to 47.3. That's how we'd get started on that. So use the Gizmo here. I think it does a nice job. And make sure you always write this out. It's so much easier when you write these fractions out, that you take these right here and you turn it into a fraction. And I took this right here and I turned it into a fraction. Flip it so that it works for you, so that it cancels it out. Okay? Give that a try, and we'll look at some more examples tomorrow.